Zales Sports Arena in Pasig, and Season 8, the Open Conference of the Spikers Turf, where power meets passion. This is our first of 3 matches for today in the preliminary round. And for match number 1, let us welcome defenders of our seas, our PGJC Navy Sealions, and their challengers, our Savouge Spin Doctors. Presenting our officials for this match. First referee, Mr. Josie Del Rosario, FIVB International Referee. Second referee, Mr. Angelo Howe, AVC International Referee Candidate. Let's welcome our starting lineup from our PGJC Navy Sealions. Let's begin with their team captain, who wears jersey number 16, Seaman Second Class, Greg Dolor. At number 4, Seaman Second Class, John Ashley Hako. Wearing jersey number 11, Seaman Second Class, Omar Liok. At number 12, Harold Domingo. Wearing jersey number 15, Seaman Second Class, Peter Kiel. And at number 24, Owen Jaime Suarez. Starting libero is number 13, Seaman Second Class, Jack Kalingking. Head coach, Mr. George Pasqua. Presenting our Savouge Spin Doctors. Let's begin with their number 1, Sherwin Caritativo. At number 4, Gils Jeffer Torres. 16. Wearing jersey number 6, Mark Frederick. Number 10. At number 12, Dean Neil De Pedro. Wearing jersey number 20, Angelo Reyes. And jersey number 10, Mr. Pagulong. Starting libero is number 5, Rico Marius Marmeto. And head coach, Sidney Calderon. This is match number 1, preliminary round, Season 8, Open Conference of the Spikers Turf, where power meets passion.
Once again, welcome to the 2025 Spikers Turf Open Conference on One Sports Plus, and Pilipinas Live. First matchup of the new conference. 6 teams all gunning for the gold here, trying to unseat the Signal HD Spikers. Savouge and PGJC Navy have both improved significantly from the last time we've all seen them, and we cannot wait to try and discover who they have become in the last 2 months. Hello, I'm Paulo Del Rosario, joined by Coach Ronnie Magsanok. Coach, you take a look at these 2 teams and the starters here. Both teams playing 2 new additions in their starting 6.
Exactly. Trying to jumpstart their respective campaigns. But in that last sequence, it's Navy who came out on top, scoring the first point of this contest.
First blood for PGJC Navy in this new conference. And, you know, this is when we also realize medyo magkakaamuyan pa rin in terms of, you know, how they play together. There are new additions. Some of them are familiar faces, admittedly, especially for Navy. But we're going to see if there are going to be growing pains dito.
Correct. However, given the length, the short length of the competition, it's very important that you're able to build your chemistry as soon as possible, because it's a sprint really to make it to the Final Four.
Point will go the other way. Savouge thinking about challenging, but then after a quick look at the assistant coaches, they're saying that, okay, we'll let that one go.
That's the biggest name in terms of an addition to the Spin Doctors in the person of Mark Calado.
Of course, Mark Calado, we all know, is a born winner coming into this group and almost scoring then. Coming into this group with high expectations. The PGJC Navy swinging things around, courtesy of Suarez. That's going to be a net touch. Point to the Navy.
On the other end, Owen Suarez was George Pasco. Of course, Suarez traces his roots to FEU, fortifying their playmaking, picking up Owen Suarez. That's a good start here in the set one for the Sea Lions, up to a 3-1.
It's always interesting to see how a new setter beds in with the team, having to get to know everyone once again. And so far, so good for him. As Torres answers back, and we may be in for a back-and-forth affair here, Coach.
Why not? One team finished in the third spot in the invitationals, while that's Savouge, while Navy finished in the seventh spot.
Of course, Navy looking for a bit of redemption after what was a disappointing campaign for them last time around.
Came up short, but in their first and only meeting in the invitationals conference, it was Navy who prevailed against Savouge in 4 sets.
Savouge, since joining the Spikers turf, have improved every single conference as Calado sends it the other way. The blocking slowed that one down. Have to be a bit creative there. They go back to Calado.
Nice.
Calado.
Nice.
Nothing yet. Who do they turn to? Pedro stuffed there. Better communication. Calado again. Good rally here between these two. Calado could not get to it.
He tried. He tried, but could not get that ball up in play. Excellent for defense for these two teams. But again, jump starting and jumping the gun on their opponent are the Navy Sea Lions, looking very confident with Coach George Pascua back in harness. 2 service errors, however, for the Sea Lions here in set 1.
Yeah, as soon as you compliment them, Coach, yun yung mga course talaga ng commentator. Right now, 4-3, still in favor of the PGJC Navy Sea Lions as the Spin Doctors are looking to tie things up.
Pero walang sound ng Sea Lion after that service error.
No. I don't know what you're talking about, Coach.
Not yet.
Yeah, wala pa. When they're hurting, maybe they might say, ow, ow, ow.
Yeah.
That's what the Sea Lions sound like.
Could not help it again, huh?
Couldn't help it, Coach. Never could. I'm a fan of animals. And on. Able to save it. Here's Calado. Suarez with the setup yet again. Going to the back. Coverage was there. From the back, Caritativo trying to fool PGJC Navy, meeting at the net, and we're still going here. Calado, yes!
Signs of things to come, not just in this contest, but throughout the Spikers turf. With only 6 teams competing, talagang yung player movement hindi maiwasan. Pero dun sa dalawang top teams, bahagya lang yan. But for the rest, you can pick up the players who are not able to be a part of the other club teams.
Well, we all know there's so much talent in this
really.
league. And sometimes certain players just need certain fits.
Correct.
And let's see if Calado will shine here.
New opportunities. And that's why the national team head coach is to our back.
Oh, and he's watching and making sure that he gets a good view of everyone involved here. PGJC Navy trying to expand on this 1-point lead. Yok with the serve. Calado again.
Oh, nice.
Calado is finding his groove.
Getting most of the touches. Reyes with that misdirection. Caritativo playing support, no problem. The Shawi Caritativo, second best outside spiker.
You
The
know,
last conference.
you know, Coach, when you have a guy like Calado coming in, you know that you're going to have a new dynamic in terms of the way that you
Exactly.
attack. Someone new, a new face to turn to when it comes to getting points. Unfortunately for him, service error there. It'll be interesting to see how much they actually lean on him as the conference goes on, as they're going to challenge this with a ball in, a ball out.
But the good thing is that they have a super talent. They have someone who they can go to in the clutch. And it adds to their firepower. And of course, the winning pedigree that he brings to the table for the Spin Doctors of Savouge.
And of course, for Coach Sydney, it is a challenge, Coach, having a new heavy hitter, a new
Correct.
top-tier talent, and then trying to...
A welcome challenge.
Yeah, a welcome challenge for sure. Siyempre, you want all the best players, all the
Correct.
great players. But sometimes, there really is a bit of a bedding in process.
Transition.
And that is clearly
Really
out.
Well, you know for a fact, the loaded rosters of Signal and the crisscross crunchers, somehow you have to be able to try and match up with those loaded rosters and retool your own lineup heading into a new season.
Now the question is, how far can Savouge get this time around after what was an impressive run in the last invitational? And PGJC Navy trying to bounce back yet again after a disappointing one in the invitationals. And that time, the net defense on point here for the Spin Doctors to tie things up.
Formerly of the UE Red Warriors, another new addition in the roster. While Giles Torres, who had a breakout performance, winning the second best middle blocker award.
And of course, the other new addition here for Savouge is Mads Gampong, who, if I'm not mistaken, will not be competing
Yet.
today. From the back there, Calado unable to score. Defense of PGJC Navy was on point.
Oh, nice up.
Caritativo at that time. Good coverage coming from Navy. Oh, and managing to keep that alive. Suarez with a setup to the back. Able to hug the line.
Back row points of attack delivered by Owen Suarez.
You know,
Large
you like
part
the
of that last
variety,
sequence.
Coach.
Yes, exactly. Bagong playmaker, bagong diskarte. Pero gamay ito ni Coach George Pascua.
You're seeing a much more dynamic team here from Navy in terms of the way that they have been attacking.
Ball distribution is what you're referring to. Unlike before, when in exclusive Dolor or Joven de la Vega, now you see the variety in terms of playmaking, courtesy of Owen Suarez.
Paglaon to serve. And as the service ace, first one of the conference.
Now they're on top by one as we head into the first technical timeout.
And that sends us our first technical timeout. Close one, great one here to start things off.
Doctors may have had only 2 months or actually less of trainings, but the Sydney Calderon-led squad are hungrier than ever to get their first win against the men of PGJC in the Spikers turf. Isang beses pa lang kasi nilang natatalo ang men of the Navy during PNBF last year. But let me tell you, the energy, the hunger, the trainings, dinoble raw talaga nila yan, despite key losses such as Norwell Sanama, who apparently went back to Davao to pursue his studies. But to answer your question, we will not be seeing some action from Mads Gampong as he is still suffering from dengue, but we are waiting for his recovery. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much for that report. It was Denise Valdesancho, and of course, our hearts go out to Mads Gampong. Hopefully, we see him recover quickly. And just a reminder po, medyo tumataas yung mga dengue cases natin. So make sure...
Lalo sa Quezon City.
Lalo sa Quezon City. So make sure that you do stay safe. that you find a way to get rid of still water and, of course, dispose of your waste properly, as we all wish for Mats Gampong's quick recovery.
The pride of Tawi-Tawi.
8-all here right now at the moment, as the PGJC Navy Sealions and Savouge have little to separate them. Owen Suarez with a great find to the Lord.
Miss hit coming from Delor, though too wide, and that last point of attack. Delor has not had his usual explosive ways, getting his touches. And now they fall behind by a couple of points at 10 against 8.
And trying to brush a blocker there. It was a great find to Delor, but Delor couldn't find a hand. So the Spin Doctors here with a 2-point lead.
Another miss for Greg Delor with that last line shot.
So he's had the power, coach, but then hasn't really lined up his sights yet.
Not yet, not yet. But Owen Suarez getting him his touches.
Well, Savouge having a bit of momentum here with Caritativo on the service line. Better blocking there from Calado and Torres. Swing things around. Delor again. And Shawi couldn't save it to De Pedro. And a quick apologies here from Caritativo.
And that's the captain at his best. Suarez making sure that the confidence level for Greg Delor stays at a premium. Down 3, behind by 2 after that last point was delivered by Greg Delor.
Yeah, just keeping on feeding who you know is going to help you get the points. Got a bit of help from the tape there. And able to get that off the blocker. Savouge have really started to make money here right after that first technical timeout.
Both playmakers distributing the ball extremely well. Reverse set. Good misdirection. Delaying the second blocker as they score off the block. Back to a 3-point lead for the Spin Doctors.
You know, we know Toto De Pedro has the capability to lead an offense, lead an attack. But then based on what we've seen here so far, because of the introduction of Mark Calado, they can actually ask him to do more on the floor defense
Which is exactly what he's been trying to do. Meanwhile, Navy able to score off the block in that last ensuing sequence.
That's an important point there for Navy, stopping Savouge from getting going. Calado, and Calado going up and having a great debut here for Savouge.
Up and away for Mark Calado. Look at the vertical on this. Again, the misdirection, this time by Reyes. And anytime you have somebody running consistently, mas mahirap basahin ng blockers kung kanino pupunta.
So De Pedro with the serve. Here's Suarez with the setup. And able to find the line, down the line. That's Omar Liok with the point here for Navy. 2-point lead still for the Spin Doctors, though, as the Sea Lions refuse to go away. Here's Omar Liok. Okay, Calado, and Calado using the blockers and just finding the space between the floor defenders.
Very crafty. No problem if there's a double block in front of him. He'll find a way to score. What a big addition for Savouge, really.
He didn't get a lot of run with the Signal HD Spikers.
From time to time, he gets extended floor time when needed.
When needed, as Caritativo first to the ball and able to spot that open space.
Overpass. Down 4. Coach George Pascua seen enough.
15-11. Chance to listen into the huddle.
So ano pa rin tayo? Pareho tayong disadvantage tayo, disadvantage din sila. Dalawa lang ang spiker din nila, nasa harap din tayo. So kunin muna natin siya sa receive. And then yung atake, execute natin ng maayos. Sa maliwanag. Pag yung tao mo pumupunta na ron, sabihan mo na yung isa na nandiyan yung tao mo. Huwag niyo pabayaan na hindi kayo nagsasalita. Ngayon, Jacob, ang kukonsider mo rin, hindi lang yung tao mo. Lahat ng pumapalo sa gitna na nagkokombinasyon, kayong tatlo yun. Responsibilidad nyo yun. Ha? Huwag kayong bibitaw lang sa block, ha? Depensa, attempt tayo.
So measured in his instructions.
Specific.
And very precise.
Yes, yes. The visuals that Coach George gave is more of defensive adjustment, really. Keeping an eye.
And not only that, the communication as well.
Correct. To make it simple. Down 4 behind 3 on that service error coming from Savouge. Earlier, the Sea Lions also had 2 service errors of their own to open up set 1.
Here's Jacob on the service line for Navy. Savouge with a chance to attack. Let's see if the defensive adjustments work out, and unable to get the hands of the blockers. For Savouge, Caritativo gives a point back. 2 straight points since that timeout.
Good scoring run here for the Sea Lions.
Here's Jacob again. Oh, no stopping Reyes there.
They're very busy with this misdirection and with this net defense, but they needed something different, and Reyes delivered.
Bilog kasi yung bola eh. Nakipagsabayan kami sa mga lalakas at kahit bata po kami. Ano namin po is yung kumpiyansa sa sarili. Tsaka pinagtrabuhan talaga namin yung last season. Tapos, ayun na nga po, nakapag-podium finish kami ng bronze medal last season. Para maregalo namin kay Madam yung iniiim niya ngayong last season pala.
Having tasted a podium finish,
Yes.
you always want more.
Of course. Winning is a habit, but then you can shoot for the stars.
So sabi nga nila that winning is also addicting.
Correct.
You want to win over and over again. Having tasted bronze, you want to climb up at least 1 step on the podium. And with the additions that they have here for Savouge, they're going to be hoping that they've done enough to at least get to that point. Good floor defense there shown by Caritativo. We'll go on an attack this time. Good coverage here coming from the Navy. They go down to the middle, and the blocking works out. Torres and Caritativo combining.
Two-way play coming from Caritativo. First, the high ball attack, and then the net defense. Up 3, protecting that advantage still up to this point of this first set.
Well, that was a point that I think we can credit to Caritativo, not just for that kill block, but then for all the effort that he did even on the defensive end.
Lord
But PGJC
defense.
Navy
Correct.
answers back.
Nip and tuck affair here in set 1. Excellent pass. Suarez with a dump on that 1-2 play.
Torres with a bit of a lift. So the point will go to Navy.
Just a 1-point lead right now for Savouge. We're up by 4. Earlier,
Here's another look at that then. Yeah, just a little
he tried to
push
delay.
there, yeah. Going to the wing, but that time, Greg Dolor with a big block and a bit of aggression being shown here. I don't know what's the right word to use, but take a look at that. You see what it means.
Simple celebration. Down 15-11 earlier, tied at 17.
So since basang-basa na nila yung ganun-ganun natin, combination play tayo, Paige. Ha? Pag may chance, magandang receive, buwelo tayo lahat, 4 attackers tayo palagi. So relax lang, bawi tayo guys. Let's go, let's go.
Well, Coach Sydney mentioning that, all right, they read how we're playing. Time to switch things up. Question is, how quickly can they do that here, Coach?
Right, and the onus is right now on Paglaon as lately the defense of the Sea Lions have been on point. 6-2 run since being down at 15-11 to tie the scoreline at 17 apiece. Triple block.
Caritativo thought he almost scored there. And Greg Dolor has been doing it all, scoring with a bit of variety here.
Correct. A kill block there, a drop shot here, but all this can be also attributed to Owen Suarez, who made sure that Greg Dolor's confidence level earlier kept getting higher and higher.
We go to De Pedro.
Wow.
De Pedro finding the right spot.
Out of system is not a problem for Toto De Pedro. Tied at 18, stops a scoring run for the Sea Lions.
18 all. Great contest here so far between these two.
Yes,
Xavi
sir.
Caritativo is on the service line to try and give the lead back to the Spin Doctors. And that's going to be a service ace. I believe that's the second one here for Savouge.
Misread by Jacqueline King. Rare miscue for this ace libero.
So Caritativo here, trying to double up. Got a bit of help from the tape. Suarez.
Smart.
Oh, that was a punch.
Smart.
And it falls in the right spot.
Enon was caught in no man's land. Could not recover. Lost his balance to try and cover zone 5.
But what a game we have here so far, Coach.
Yes.
No one letting go, and the quality has been really high here.
Oh, nice
Oh,
one.
and Toto De Pedro starting to find his groove here.
Calado in front. De Pedro in front. Caritativo at the back.
You know, a while ago, Calado had a great start for Savouge. Was really the engine behind the offense in the first part of this frame. But then Toto De Pedro has been stepping up here. As we go back to De Pedro. Now it's Calado's turn, and Calado scores off a block.
Matter of time before they go to Calado, and right now it's closeout time here in set 1. And again, the misdirection.
Coach George Pascual given some instructions to the blockers. Not happy with how they approached that one. Suarez with the setup. And that time going down the line and just bouncing that off the hands of Paglaon.
A very clean hit coming from Jacob. They were under duress, under pressure as they gave up 2 straight points. They needed to score, and he delivered.
Navy trailing by 1. Spin Doctors
Oh, nice.
looking to end
Very
this soon.
nice. Perfect set for Calado. Quick, low set.
And Calado looks like he's having fun here, Coach.
True. Isolated. No problem scoring off the block.
And Narciso and Senyoron coming in
Yes.
here to close things out for Coach Sidney.
Lawrence Senyoron also had an incredible conference 2 months ago. Part of the core unit of Coach Sidney Calderon.
Able to close things out. There's a large amount of trust
Indeed.
afforded to them. Oh, what a block. What an entry here to the game.
Tied at 19 since that time. They have outscored the Sea Lions 4 against 1.
Well, let's take a look at this again as there's a quick timeout here. Senyoron, high jump on the block, a higher jump at the celebration.
Oh, indeed. High five.
Eh, pag nakita mo, Owen, nandun na yung opposite set ka dito sa dulo. Kaya lagi kang titingin sa middle ng barangay ng kalaban ko, saan siya, dito ka sa likod niya. Pag pumunta rito, naman sa harapan. So lagi titingin, hindi lang basta makabigay ng bola. Kayo naman, pag nabigyan na kayo, galawan nyo na ng paraan. Okay? Okay, wag nito receive tayo.
Down by 3. Navy trying to turn things around here before it gets too late. Need to pitch a perfect frame here. And it starts with a good reception. Suarez with the setup. Pushing that across. And Narciso touched it first.
Oh, wow.
Able to save that just barely. Liok, not that time.
Oops.
And a miscue there. As there was a bit of a jumble there amongst the bodies.
Senyoron just could not locate the ball. And a collision with Narciso cost them that last point.
And a couple of substitutions denied here from Navy.
The double sub.
Well, let's see if this current group his current crew can pull Navy 1 point closer. Oh, that was a bit of a mix-up there coming from Savouge.
Good save by Marmeto.
And from the back, and that was great coming from Kiel.
Broken play. Rather exploited on the flip side. Kiel with the misdirection. Dolor with that delivery from the back row.
Pasa para tayo mauna sa last. Kaya di bale, lamang pa tayo ng isa. Kailangan lang natin patayin to. Walang matataranta. Guys, support kayo sa isa't isa. Walang matataranta. Sa atin to, sa atin to. Savouge.
Some mental coaching there. And of course, there is a bit of frustration because they would have felt that this was already their frame. But
Almost.
Here is the Navy bouncing back, attacking. Dolor with the last point.
Good fight back coming from the Sea Lions.
Oh, and Calado has been such a difference maker here for the Spin Doctors.
Excellent pass. And then what about that set by Narciso? This one to free up Mark Calado. Perfect sequence. 2 set points.
And a chance for him, Mark Calado, to get the first frame here against the PGJC Navy in what has been a competitive first frame.
Chance to close out set 1 in their favor. Calado at the service line.
And unable to get the line there. But they were going to challenge this, ball in, ball out. The Spin Doctors are saying that that might have been in. Well, a while ago, the Spin Doctors had a challenge that they did lose on the same ball in, ball out call. Well, let's see if they have a more successful challenge here. And this will be out clearly. It's so out, it almost got a frame.
Well, most probably, the reason why they called for the challenge is to try and reorganize for this upcoming service coming from the Navy Sea Lions.
Yeah, it could be a tactical challenge as
Correct.
well for an artificial timeout. Here is Jacob.
Yan ang ginagawa ng mga coaches ngayon. Yan ang gamitin mo na unofficial timeout.
Yeah, we've seen that in basketball. We see it in volleyball now as well.
Correct.
Swinging things around, and Senyoron makes the difference coming from the bench, and a couple of crucial plays for him.
2 critical points for Senyoron. First, a kill block, and then the final point. Not the best set, but somehow got the job done. First set goes in favor of the Spin Doctors.
Turn of a first frame here between PGJC Navy Sealions and Savouge Spin Doctors. Paul Garzar alongside Coach Ronnie Magsanok to break this one down for you. Coach Ronnie, you take a look at the way this game was played. It was back and forth until a mini run from the Spin Doctors in the middle of frame number 1 proved to be the big difference.
Exactly. Tremendous firepower exhibited by these two teams. 17 attack points for the Spin Doctors, 15 on the side of the Sea Lions. In terms of blocks, there was that one critical block by Lawrence Señoron late in the set to help the Spin Doctors escape from the clutches of the Sea Lions, who fought fiercely after giving up 4 straight points to have that to experience that late set slide. And eventually, their fight back came up short, and those numbers were just a glimpse on how exciting the first set was and how we look forward to the upcoming sets as Sea Lions aim to equalize.
Caritativo got the 2 aces here for the Spin Doctors, as that proved to be one of the bigger advantages here for Savouge. And of course, we'll try to keep their errors down next time around.
Exactly.
6-3 in favor of the PGJC Navy Sealions. But Coach, if you're taking a look at what the Navy have done in that first frame, Owen Suarez, such a big contributor here, a
Correct.
new addition to this team.
Primary
And of course-
playmaker
And
as
of
a
course,
newcomer.
giving a lot of trust to Greg Dolor as well. So let's see if that combination can find another gear here, because amongst all debutants here in their new respective teams, Mark Calado has been shining here for the Spin Doctors. Once again, thank you very much for joining us here in this 6-team open conference. Double round robin for the elimination round, with the top 4 teams moving to a single round robin semifinal, with the top 2 teams progressing into a final. And then, of course, the 3rd and 4th place teams will go to a battle of 3rd. As the 2 teams here, just checking if their rotations are right as we are getting ready to start off set number 2. Once again, Paul Darosar alongside Coach Ronnie Magsanok with Denise Valdesancho on the sideline here for us. Thank you very much for joining us on One Sports Plus, and Pilipinas Live. This is the first game of the Spikers Turf Open Conference 2025.
No Joven De La Vega for the Sea Lions. And that's a big disadvantage for Coach George Pascua as they try to stay afloat against this loaded and retooled roster of Savouge.
Oh, and the blocking just working. Torres and Caritativo have shown that they are a force to be reckoned with at the net.
Yes, collaborating and joining forces with their net defense. Second best middle blocker. That's Gals Torres.
Here's Paglaon.
Those also played well.
Galore again, and that time the triple block working out for the Spin Doctors. Their net defense has been a sight to behold.
Yes, yung sipag at yung constant effort yan ang hindi matatawaran. 3 kill blocks in that set 1 win. 2 offensive blocks to open up set 2 for a 2-point lead.
Paglaon has been camped on that service line for quite some time. 2 straight points to start out, but then what a reply here coming from Navy.
First slide play I've seen in this match. Excellent reception. The pass leading to that point of attack. First point of the set.
On Suarez to hit the service line here for Navy. Paglaon with the
Again.
setup, and Torres able to score.
Yes, he can score. Emphatic put away coming from Torres. May not be the tallest middle blocker, but he can get the job done.
Shawi Caritativo on the service line here. A couple of aces in the first frame, make it 3 in total.
Slow start. Down 3 to start set number 2.
Well, if you're Navy, you can't afford to let the Spin Doctor side find their groove, find their rhythm. And so far, they're getting there, talking about Savouge.
And when they are a happy unit, talking about the Spin Doctors, they are a tough team to beat.
And another block, but that time,
A
it
touch.
is a net violation. And they were considering challenging it, pero may umamin sa Spin Doctor saying, no, don't. Greg Delor will try to tow his team back into this one. 4-1 start a while ago for the Spin Doctors.
Ooh,
Make that 5-2.
cut shot by Toto De Pedro. Confidence is sky high for this team, and it shows.
Confidence sky high. And the Spin Doctors are off to a dream start here in set number 2. And able to get that across.
Oh, nice.
And that time the net defense injecting life into this Navy team. Domingo claiming it.
Look at the reaction of Coach George Pascua. You have to play fire or match fire with fire. Toughness with their net defense has to be a constant in this set for the Sea Lions.
2-point lead still here for the Spin Doctors. Single
Back
block
to back,
is
yes.
good enough.
Outwork in the early goings. Now fighting back. Just down by 1.
Has been a game of runs here so far. Peter Kiel with the point for the Navy.
Nagpalit si Coach George, looking for better defense, and this is what he gets. Better net defense.
Harold Domingo sends that long though, so a service error means the Spin Doctors restore a 2-point advantage. King on here for Navy. As Toto De Pedro set to serve here. Kiel. Caritativo could not whip that back. So Kiel will have another point.
Now Owen Suarez starting to activate his middle hitters. Earlier it was Domingo off that slide. Now it's Kiel with his masterpiece. Also traces his roots with the FEU Tamaraws. Peter Kiel.
Omar Liok with the serve. Paglaon with the setup. Calado couldn't score that time as they go to Caraguian on the other side. Here's Paglaon again. Xavi Caritativo stuffed. Calado this time. Kalingking able to slow that down. Good rally between these two as Calado looks to end it. Not that time, and a joust at the net, and who wins? It's the Navy. Owen Suarez.
That's OS. Not for One Sports, but for Owen Suarez. Ties the scoreline at 6. And look at the reaction. Alam mo, kadalasan sa joust, yung mga setters ang nananalo. Kadalasan yan. Maski maliliit. Kasi lalakas eh.
You see the attitude, the pride.
Di bale, pareho naman silang taga-FEU eh. Pareho taga-Moraita. Sarap ng Indian mango dyan.
I'm not too familiar with that area,
Sa
Coach.
may malapit sa San Beda kasi yan.
Okay, okay.
Recto, Moraita, magkadikit lang yan.
Hanggang top na katipunan ng
Oo
eh.
Sosyalin ka eh.
Here's Kiel.
Nice.
The setup.
Nice.
Better movement here coming from Navy. But the ball's still alive. Calado!
Finally.
Oh, we got a great one here, folks.
And that's what Coach Sidney likes. Pero may warning.
Well, we're seeing a lot of personality, Coach, between these two. Ganito talaga kapag competitive eh. As our officials having a quick word with Calado. Referee Jocelyn Del Rosario having conversation with Greg Delor as well. Trying to calm things down, having a conversation both captains.
Yung mga teams nyo sa loob, ha? Kontra lang. Talikod lang, ha? Baka magkapikunan ka. Sports lang tayo, ha? Oo, hindi pwede kasi baka magkapikun. Ha? Laro tayo, laro. Control nyo, control.
Clear's day.
Trying to control things, of
Yes,
course.
of course. Tama naman.
Coach George Pascua on the phone. I want to know what that phone call was
Should
all
have been
about.
an important call.
Oh, it could be it's a very important call, I'm sure.
Tied at 7. And that's all what counts here for the Sea Lions who are behind after a slow start. Back-to-back offensive blocks for Savouge to open up the set. Akala mo tutuloy-tuloy na.
Well, it's been that type of matchup. And that time, Caritativo with the score off the block. And sending us our first technical timeout. They're asking everyone to calm things down. Well, this should help.
of the familiarity they have and by not focusing on who's not inside the courts. Speaking of those not within the court, you guys may have noticed the absence of Joven de la Vega. Naku, marami yata ang may sakit ngayon as he's suffering from pneumonia. Well, hopefully we'll expect for him in the next games to come. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much for that report. That was Denise Valdesancho. Of course, Joven de la Vega, we also wish you well.
Yeah, of
from your
course, of
recovery
course.
from pneumonia. Naging uso yan noong January, actually. A
Oo.
lot of people I know ended up getting sick as well. So hopefully it's a speedy recovery. And of course, in the return to play, sana hindi tumahan yung cardio niya.
Kailangan siya. He's their top gun, of course. Second to none, Greg Dolor. Katuwang, of course, si Joven de la Vega to carry the cudgels for the Navy Sealions.
Good defense there shown by Calado as they go to Caritativo. At that time, Kalingking with the setup to Dolor.
Nice. Excellent teamwork between Kalingking and Greg Dolor. Acting as a secondary setter was Jack Kalingking.
Caritativo looked attack as we see Dolor finding Caritativo, who's unable to adjust.
Good decision coming from Dolor, away from the double block.
And Caritativo can't get that back.
Will miss.
It was closer to Coach George Pascual than the line.
And that attempted bump set by Paglaon, tied at 9. So you can say that the Sea Lions are playing better, or rather playing well, in spite of the fact that De La Vega is not seeing action.
And hitting the antenna. Kiel unable to save that to Dolor. Quick apologies as the point goes back to the Spin Doctors and a 1-point lead is restored. Let's take a look at that again.
Oh, nice. Good decoy play or fake move coming from Torres.
The push, no good there from Domingo.
Too much.
Caritativo, Kalingking there to cover. They go to the other side to Dolor. Great defense shown here by both teams so far.
Oops.
A miscue. Caritativo has to adjust. Coverage on point. Dolor
What
kept
a
alive.
save.
Great rally so far as it goes towards us.
Whew. Entertaining. High quality action, and this is just game 1.
Everyone involved here, pati yung mga commentator.
Lalo na yung nasa tabi ko.
Let's take a look at that again.
That is one. The explosion coming from Mark Calado. Kalingking's activity has been essential to this fight back by the Sea Lions, but who are now down by 2 points.
So much activity here as Greg Dolor swings it beyond the triple block. Oh, and the double block works here, coming from Navy.
Third offensive block here for the Sea Lions. Domingo has 2 of those here in set 2. That's the
Look
kind
at
of
that
defense
there.
that will keep them afloat amidst this firepower that Savouge has brought out this country.
Domingo will claim that kill block. 1-point lead here. And Caritativo has been showing up here on the offensive end.
Getting more touches than Mark Calado in this set. And that is with reason. Put away another point. Still on top by 2.
Yashawi Caritativo trying to expand this lead.
Clean hit.
Clean hit and nothing that the libero could do about it.
That's a tomahawk delivered by Greg Dolor. A veteran. A winner in his own right. Another product of the FU Tamaraos in the UAAP.
1-point lead still for the Spin Doctors as Navy are still playing catch-up here. Here's Dolor. Glaon with the setup. And Domingo with the flex. And the tie ball game.
And again, Domingo at the forefront of this fight back. 2 straight points. This one, well defended. A lot of gap in that triple block, but somehow Domingo got the better of that last exchange. Tied at 12.
Glaon, Domingo,
Huli na
there to
naman.
stop that again. That time trying to avoid Domingo, but avoided everything at the same time. So don't look now, Coach. Sea Lions in the lead.
3 straight points here. Greg Delor helping out on offense, but Domingo has been the chief architect in terms of scoring off those offensive blocks.
One-point lead here for Navy. So they're looking to even up the frame count. Paglaon swings it to the other side to Calado.
You heard it. You heard the sound. That's
a
maximum power, really.
Another
This
look
one.
at that. Not much that they could do about it. It was so quick, hindi nga nahabol ng camera natin eh.
Bilis bumaba ng bola.
Swing things around again. Caritativo with the setup to Calado, trying something different. Kalingking with the setup.
Oh, miss hit.
Yeah, you can see that the moment it made contact, Omar Leoc apologizing.
Minsan sa tunog, makikita mo na kung saan pupunta eh. Stops a 2-point run, restores a 1-point lead. Talking about the Spin Doctors.
Torres with the serve. And unable to make amends with that swing. 2-point lead.
For Leoc. Up at 13-12 earlier, giving up 3 straight points. Getting hurt by 2 straight attack errors.
Kalingking with the reception. Leoc, better job then.
Good up.
Caritativo. Kalingking with the coverage. And Delor with the swing and the miss.
3 straight. 3
4 straight.
4 straight point given up, but 3 straight attack.
Watching the 2025 Spiker Surf Open Conference here on One Sports, One Sports Plus, and Pilipinas Live. The Spin Doctors going on a 4-0 run to send us to our second technical timeout just a while ago, as the Sea Lions have yet to get back into shape here. Definitely not ship shape so far, Coach.
Yes. And again, we had just to point it out, just to be fair to the Sea Lions. The absence of Joven de la Vega really has put a dent on their offensive firepower. Delor has been trying to do his best to do some heavy lifting here, but when push comes to shove, nagkukulang din talaga sila.
Yeah, and you're seeing that here so far. So Omar Leoc able to get that across, but it goes back.
Ayun.
That's a lot better. They need more guys to step up here talking about.
Binibigyan naman
maybe.
ni Suarez, hindi lang talaga pupuntos, but finally they're able to stop this 5-0 run.
And that was desperate stuff. They needed.
Correct.
Coach. They needed it.
They were staring at clear and present danger already.
And
Ito lang
2
talaga ang
straight
kabutihan. Ayan ang kabutihan talaga. About 6 blocks at least in this set. Hoping to keep themselves above water and disallow a late set onslaught once again here for the Spin Doctors.
Carmian with back-to-back, but then, as I mentioned, that Domingo sends it to the net. And then Narciso and Senyoron coming in.
And then Narciso, the double sub.
And they are actually great finishers here for Coach Sidney. We've seen that in the first frame. Senyoron in particular having a great contribution towards the end of that first set.
Yes, 2 critical points to help Savouge close out that set in their favor.
One from a block and another from an attack.
The last point of the set.
And Narciso, well, we just gave him a compliment, Coach. And that's our fault.
Indeed.
18-16, the count here. PGJC Navy trailing just by 2. So that score updated just now.
Sealions finished in the 7th spot last conference, last season, last conference of the season.
Last year.
Last December.
Calado unable to score from that. The blocking did its job, and the blocking working out for Senyoron, who has been such a weapon for Coach Sidney off the bench.
There is no doubt that the Sealions have more kill blocks in this set. But in terms of critical ones, Senyoron is the biggest name here that stars for the Spin Doctors. Saka yung timing.
Right place, right time. The timing, you're absolutely right. The technique as well. Just getting all right. That's Hairami in the ball game here, coming from Navy, and they're just making sure all the rotations are right here.
New playmaker here for Coach George Pasqua. Can you believe it? Played safe.
And that time, sending the point back, and all of a sudden, it's just a 2-point game. Savouge may look like they have a bit of momentum, Coach, but with a 2-point game, it could swing so quickly. And Narciso with the setup. Having to adjust. Kalingking going to the wing. And Narciso again. Caritativo.
Miscommunication between Narciso and Senyoron, but not between Narciso and Shawi Caritativo. 3-point lead late in the set. Timeout here, perhaps.
There'll be a challenge here for ball in, ball out. The first here for the PGJC Navy Sealions.
All is not lost. Hopeful that somehow they can get this last point.
Right now, wala pa ata tayong theme song para sa challenge ngayon. Dati, Jeopardy or Mission Impossible.
Tama.
Pwede rin sana pang James Bond eh. Pero wala pang bagong James Bond, Coach.
Ano bang bago? Inantay ko yung The Gorge.
The Gorge. Oh, and that's in. Easy call to make. So far, no successful challenge here in this conference. I haven't seen The Gorge, Coach.
Meron na raw.
Meron na. Okay. Check ko muna.
Gusto ko malaman kung ano yung nasa Gorge.
20-17 here.
Puro fog eh.
Oh.
The captain is
we'll get there.
on the ship.
Here, Austria coming in for Reyes.
And NCAA standout. He used to play, of course, for the late Coach Sammy Akailar.
Of course, we lost a giant in men's volleyball.
Indeed.
The Coach Sammy's passing, and you know, the legacy will live on with the players.
True.
And the way that they played, the success.
And the impact that he was able to bring to the lives of his former players.
And our referee, Jocelyn Del Rosario, having a chat here with Austria.
Labas mo lang yung number.
And it is because of the shorts. Hindi daw kita yung number.
Shorts eh.
Oo.
Iba kasi talaga ina-adjust para may buwelo.
Yeah. Pero kailangan may regulations kasi.
Tama naman.
Dapat kita yung mga number.
Oh, overpass.
Overpass there. That was a great serve, by the way.
Costly overpass.
And right now, Savouge Spin Doctors in control here. Set number 2. As Omar Leoc and Suarez come back in for the PGJC Navy, trying to salvage this one.
Yes, right word to use.
Here's Hero Austria. As a reminder, number 24 po siya, if you can't see the number on the shorts.
Meron naman sa jersey.
Meron sa jersey. Laki nga eh. Oh, that was a stinging serve. Well received, though.
Nice one.
And that is why a great reception is so important, especially in the face of such a heavy-handed serve.
So at this stage, you give up a free ball or an overpass. The firepower that the Spin Doctors have right now, nahihirapan ka. Nice hit. Too long.
The ball is out.
Wide open.
Cue a timeout. Chance to listen in as the Spin Doctors are trying to close this one out.
Okay. So, dalawa yung lamang natin. Again, wag tayong masyadong kumpiyansa na may lamang tayo. Hanggat hindi tayo umabot sa 25, hindi pa tapos ang laban. Ha? Okay. Gagawin natin ngayon, isang matibay na receive. Guys, patay lang tayo. Yan lang yung ano natin, kahit side out na lang tayo hanggang umabot tayo ng 25. Wag na natin sila hayaan na pag nag-service sila, tapos maka-score ulit sila sa atin. Hindi pwedeng ganon. Side out lang tayo.
Just get there. Just get to 25. Basically the order here for the Spin Doctors. And of course, hopefully, not to give any more momentum back to Navy.
Yes. Either a tied set count at 1 apiece or a 2-set lead here for the Spin Doctors as Kiel gives up that service error. So meron ng dividendo yung huling timeout ni Coach Sidney Calderon.
Baglaon coming in as well as Toto De Pedro for Senora and Narciso. So this is the group that will close things out for Coach Sidney. 22-19.
Loaded front line.
Domingo.
Well read.
Slide not working.
Well read by Caritativo.
You know, Caritativo, coach, has been special today, showing a variety in both defense and offense today.
Everybody wants to be a two-way player, but not everybody works as hard as they can to be a two-way player. Timeout.
Pero dito kaliwa, hindi niya abutin. Tama lang naman yung tama yung bilis. Habaan mo lang. Hindi siya running maiksi. Okay tayo sa receive. So ang problema lang natin ngayon, kailangan lang natin enjoyin ulit. Kasi nawawala yung enjoyment sa loob eh. Nagpo-focus na tayo sa error natin eh. Okay, sinasamantala ng kalaban. Pag nakatop-focus tayo, focus pa rin kahit 10 lamang yan. Nandun pa rin dapat tayo. Focus pa rin.
The thing about volleyball is it's one of those sports that body language plays a big factor.
True.
Because it really elevates the way that you play.
Or pagsasamantalaan ka nung kabila.
Exactly.
No, didiin ka.
So kailangan nandyan yung enjoyment.
Diyan pumapasok yung mga leaders ng mga teams. But what a serve.
That was stinging and Omar Leo couldn't do much about it.
Not with the force, but with the trajectory that he...
And all of a
He
sudden, a
gave.
timeout. Again, back-to-back timeouts here for Navy.
Ininsayo natin yan. So more on service receive tayo dahil alam natin, pagdating yung crucial point, bumibitay tayo sa receive. So try to subukan nyo lang. Kung hindi nyo susubukan, paano natin malalaman kung tama o mali? Naintindihan? So anong dapat natin itama? Yung body position mo natin pag-receive ng bola. And then yung anticipation natin sa bola. Kasi nagugulat tayo sa bola eh. Kaya nawawala yung control natin eh. Okay? Let's go. Receive lang tayo, laban.
Well, that must be frustrating. They know they practice those type of situations.
Yes,
and
yes.
then come game time, it doesn't happen. Coach, have you experienced anything like that?
Nangyayari talaga yan. Nangyayari talaga yan. That's why it's every sport is a mind game. No?
Yes.
The composure, and the focus, and the discipline, all hand in hand.
Sending it long. 24-20, the count here.
But he has pushed his team to a 5-set point count earlier. Ngayon, may 4 pa rin silang set points.
Timeout this time from Spin Doctors.
Pag tatlo, try mo pumasok, double quick kayo. Tapos likod ka, press. Prepare 5, C5.
Double jump man, tapos tayo sa ulo.
Oo nga, kasi pagpa-5 mo siya C5. Okay, let's go.
Hey, want it!
Again, very specific. I love hearing the huddles of these two teams, Coach, because the instructions...
Magkaiba. Para magkaiba. Isa
Yeah.
technical talaga eh. Oo.
Ito, parang choreographed eh, in a good way.
Sa ganda ng nilalaro nila, they can afford to do that.
Yes. 24-20 here. The Spin Doctors trying to end this one here. Have to pitch a perfect service game.
Yes, yes.
So about the Navy
Correct.
to try and extend this one. Safe serve. Oh, And just what the doctor ordered.
Yes. Yung sinabi ni Coach CD dun sa timeout niya. Double quick. Mahirap talagang patayan. Sinong pupuntahan? Isolated. Final point. Two sets up. Savouge Spin Doctors.
20. Of the Spin Doctors after what has been a competitive 2 frames here. Paulo de Rosario, and Coach Ronnie Magsano, Denise Baldesancho joining us on the sideline. Coach, what happened there in set number 2? Because Navy looked like they found a measure of control midway through. Then all of a sudden, the Spin Doctors towards the tail end were starting to pull away yet again.
Service reception problems. That's one. Number 2, attack errors. Eventually, it totaled 7 for them after only 3 in that set 1 loss. And those key points were heavy that went against them. The offense, 17-15 attack points in favor of Savouge in set 1. In set 2, not in that great, but in terms of blocking, both teams performed really well when you talk about net defense. But eventually, late points on offensive blocks were essential and critical for Savouge. They eventually escaped once again from the clutches of the fight back from the Sea Lions en route to a 25-20 win and a 2-set advantage at present.
You know, taking a look at the numbers here, of course, the service reception you mentioned was such a big factor. It happened especially towards the end. Arena Plus, Astigsa Sports.
Aces given up. 5 aces for Savouge in the last 2 sets. So again, yung timing.
Yeah.
Nung blocks, nung aces, mabigat eh.
And not only that, there have been so many people coming up big here for the Spin Doctors. It isn't just one guy. Sa simula, si Mark Calado getting off to a great start. He followed that up with Shawi Caritativo doing a good job of both ends of the floor, defense and offense. And then you also even had Toto De Pedro pass his moments where he took over the scoring cudgels. And of course here Austria with a couple of heavy serves that made a difference, especially towards the tail end of that second frame, Coach.
Torres also has had his share, and then Paglaon at that crucial service ace to finally shut the door on the Sea Lions, whose confidence late in the set ebbed.
Sa kabila naman, we are seeing here the struggle of the PGJC Navy Sealions without a Joven de la Vega, who is not part of the roster today due to pneumonia, as per the report of Denise just a while ago. Of course, sa kabila naman, wala si Mads Gampong, who is recovering as well. As we see some of the point leaders here, Coach, who's been standing out for you?
Shawi Caritativo leading the way with 11. Calado scored heavily in set 1, now has a total of 10. De Pedro, Torres, Senyoron, Reyes rounds up the leading scorers for Savouge. Meanwhile, it's Dolor and Domingo with 7 and 6 points for the Sea Lions.
Toto De Pedro finding the line to open scoring here in set number 3 as they're looking for a sweep to start things off. But Coach, even if this was a sweep, grabe, it has been a competitive
Hindi madaling
first 2
laro
sets.
ito. Oo. But somehow, Savouge has find some cracks in the armor of the Sea Lions.
Giving the point back there, Shawi Caritativo, who has been such a dynamic force here for the Spin Doctors.
Error count has been a problem of Savouge all match long. 6 in set 1, 8 in set number 2 for a total of 14. Make that 15 after that last service error by Shawi Caritativo.
And Calado scoring again.
Bihira naman yun.
Two players in double-digit scoring here for the Spin Doctors. PGJC Navy have yet to have a player even close to 10 here at the moment.
True.
Valor leading the count at 7.
22 points combined for Caritativo and top gun, Mark Calado.
The new Top Gun, by the way. Caritativo, great defense shown there. Swing that around to Toto De Pedro. De Pedro stopped there by Omar Suarez. Liok unable to find the line
And
and
again,
keep that in.
Giving up easy points and early points. Puts them in this hole. Diwa seeing action. Magpayo also getting his floor time from Coach Sidney Calderon.
Couple of
service errors,
already.
yes.
And you know, if you're the Spin Doctors, you're gonna be hoping that that's not a sign of complacency.
Correct.
Here in the third frame, they are up 2-0. Because, well, let's be fair here, Coach. The PGJC Navy is doing such a great job here, being close.
Nandun sila parehong sets. Sa finish lang talaga eh. Kasi nga, lamang na lamang naman talaga sa roster power yung kabila. Diwa knocking in his first point.
Toto De Pedro here to serve. Safe serve. Swinging that around. Coverage is there for the Spin Doctors. Trying to go be creative there, but Calado.
I like that play by Caritativo. Nagbangga na sila nun. Alam niya kailangan lang niya iangat. Bahala na si Mark Calado gumawa ng paraan.
Just put it in the right airspace.
Yes, tama. That's how good Mark Calado is. Yung high balls. Hindi lahat kaya yan eh. Kaya pumalo, pero hindi papasok.
Suarez able to save that. Just free ball to play with here for the Spin Doctors.
Ooh.
Paglaon saw that giant donut hole in the middle.
And that's a campfire. And that hurts the Sea Lions once again. Paglaon has been exemplary in this first game for Savouge.
Well, at the moment, the PGJC Navy sinking without a trace here in set number 3. 6-2 lead. They need something positive here. They go to Liok. Caritativo lifts that up. They go to Toto De Pedro.
Again, he connects. 2 points in this set. Up 5. Blistering start to open up set 3. Already ahead by 2 sets against Navy.
The energy of the Spin Doctors has been popping here. And the PGJC Navy struggling here in set number 3. Suarez with the setup. Better hit from Liok. But here's Calado. And Calado looking for a block. Looking for a
Block
touch.
touch, oo. It happened right in front of us. But let's see.
I'll trust the cameras, Coach.
Ha?
I'll trust the cameras. I don't trust my own eyes.
I don't do.
As we're going to check here if there is indeed a block touch. We'll let the cameras do all the hard work for us as we go on this challenge. Now, Coach, what have you made of the debut here so far for Calado here for the Spin
Good
Doctors?
fit. Good fit. Saka makikita mo na komportable siya eh. That's always important. Yung set 1 na panalong yun, malaking bagay yun. Kasi it bolsters yung preparation nila eh. Wala namang duda kung gaano kahusay si Mark Calado talaga.
Ooh. No block touch.
See, that's why I don't trust my eyes.
7-3. Still in favor of the Spin Doctors, but then Navy are going to be hoping that gives them a bit of a boost.
True. Lahat ng puntos nila ay galing sa errors ng Savouge. 2 service errors and that last attack error coming from Mark Calado.
Need to do something themselves here. Talking about Navy. Soft touch. Able to keep that up. Just barely. Free ball. No. Because that'll be 4 touches. And we go to
Conference 2025, where power meets passion. Now let's take the time to talk about someone who, from red and black, chose to don yellow and black in this very conference. Yep, we're talking about Mark Calado, and he's personally disclosed na dati, nung outsider pa siya at nasa Signal pa, hindi raw talaga maiiwasang hindi mapansin yung energy ng Spin Doctors. Thus, he really took the time to think of leaving a team he was with for 2 years. It was in the new year, kasabay ng pagsalubong ng bagong taon, when he decided to transfer for better opportunities for more playing time. Now he's looking to, if not match, beat Savouge's energy. But can you guys match that over on X? Here we have your tweets at USTXA. Good luck, Savouge. And at Varnicole, Savouge pala si Charlie. Let's go. Wait ko lang na mapunta si Josh sa inyo para manood na ako ng Spikers Surf. And from at Yansqui for Life, let's go, Savouge. Now, we heard you guys, turning it over to you, Paolo and Ronnie.
Thank you so much for that report. That was Denise Valdesastre. Thank you very much for being part of the conversation over on X. Oh, there's the blocking working out there this time. Not quite sure if it was a block or if it just hit the net, but either way, point going the way of the Spin Doctors.
4 touches in that last sequence, and Greg Dolores hardly got in his touch or touches, dating back to set number 2.
You know, it has to be a big decision here. Talking about Mark Calado to leave Signal, who is a proven winner. It's always a risk. So yes, you get more playing time, but then will you have the opportunity to win as much as you did in your previous team?
Going to a different direction, hopeful that somehow he made the right decision.
Well, so far, early returns based on the energy, based on the joy that we're seeing.
If I recall correctly, Savouge beat Signal in the Invitational Conference. That was their biggest win.
I remember that game. I believe I may have called that game actually.
Most probably.
Yeah, I think I did. I remember that because hindi pinanguwi yung Signal after the game. So they had a very long conversation afterwards. But then that was also a sign that this team, the Spin Doctors, are for real.
Sign of things to come.
Caritativo scoring off the block.
Again, the firepower. You have Calado, Caritativo, De Pedro, Torres, among others. And then comes Diwa and Magpayo. Di pa tapos yan. May senyoron pa.
Yep. And remember, Mads Gampong still recovering from illness. And once they get him right, that's another weapon here for Coach Sydney.
Sneaky play. Second
Suarez
point.
there. You know, we talk about the great debut of Calado for the Spin Doctors, but then also Suarez in his return to Navy has also been such a positive force here for Coach George Pascua.
Very smart.
Toto De Pedro. Great reception there. The setup. Push shot, no good. Mamerto.
Nice. Very nice.
And the body's on the floor here. You can't doubt PGJC Navy's efforts, but that time...
Di pwede kay George Pascua na wala kang effort.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Maliwanag naman yung sinabi niya kanina, di ba? Lalamang mas kailan, basta lumaban tayo. 12 for Caritativo. Calado with 12 as well. All on attack points.
Calado has been such a weapon.
True, from the service line and with his net defense as well. A two-way player. Ooh, another service error.
Yeah, but then you take a look at Caritativo. You know, we're just about to give Caritativo his flowers. With the 12 points, 8 attacks, 2 blocks, and 2 aces already. I mean, the variety in the way they score
across the board
has been one of the reasons why this is such a big lead for them a while ago.
And why they finished
11
in
to
the
8
third spot.
11 to 8 is the score, by the way, as Caritativo at that time, as Liok able to get it beyond Caritativo.
Pero alam mo, dun sa huling conference natin last season, 6-3, 5-4. Magkasunod naman eh. One win better. Kaya yung panalo nila sa Signal, yun yung nagdikta.
Yeah.
Kasi tinalo ng Navy ang Savouge eh. But that win against Signal was unexpected.
Oh yeah, that was so unexpected, Coach. As a service error there coming from Dolor, killing any momentum that they have built. 12 to 9, the count here in favor of the Spin Doctors.
And the heavy load, the double responsibility of being the captain is such that at times there's so much pressure to perform and perform for the rest of the team.
The single block from Toto De Pedro Giving the point here for the Spin Doctors, 13-9.
2 sets up. 4-point lead, set number 3. Oh, very hard. Oh,
And
my.
a service ace as well. You know, we talked about it a while ago. Service reception is actually one of the bigger issues shown by the PGJC Navy in this game so far. Coach
True.
George mentioned that we worked on it. Why is it not working?
They spend a lot of time really working on service receive. Down 5, they call a timeout.
Ano ba daw dyan? Pag nag-mine, bigay nyo na. Okay? Ngayon, tibayin natin sa receive natin. Yung block kasi natin, mas madaling depensahan pag hindi natin tinatapon yung bola sa labas. So, establish ang block para ma-establish yung depensa. Kasi ang dami natin na tumatama block dito, tapon doon. Pag block, ipasok yung kamay ninyo. Andito, hindi malayo, hindi compliance yung block ninyo. Para kahit pa paano, pag na-block, tumama sa loob ng court ng kalaban. And then, bilang sa block. Okay, para synchronize kayo. Maliwanag.
Working on their blocking, even in
Technical
the reception.
corrections
Yeah,
again. Yun
technical
yung pinupunta
corrections.
ko kanina. A lot of technical corrections. Things that they work on. Things that they will continue to try and improve in eventually.
Coach George, very much a teacher here
Correct.
for this group. 14-9.
Bawal sumandal.
Bawal sumandal sa railings, and that's the reason why there's a bit of a delay there. Suarez. Liok hammers that off the blockers.
Liok has scored the last 2 attack points here for the white shirts.
And itong si Liok, coach, was being given more of the scoring cudgels as well. So
Kailangan
far,
eh.
though,
Oo,
only
kailangan.
4 points in this game.
Kasi natigil na yung puntos ni Greg Dolor.
Sorry, 5 points rather for Omar Liok. Calado.
Too much. There was some scramble
Yeah.
kasi hindi yun yung dapat na server. But in doing so, yung defensive rotation, bumula. Down 5.
And an early introduction here for both Narciso and Senyoron, with the Spin Doctors at 15.
Ganon din dito sa kabila.
Jairami
Na-recalled again.
will have to go back to the corner.
We'll have to wait for some more time.
Yeah. And Narciso here for the serve. Suarez pops that up.
That hurts. Was that Castel?
Yeah, that was Baucha Castel. We haven't seen a lot of him here.
Yes.
And there's going to be a challenge for a block touch. Again, I don't trust my eyes. I trust the camera instead.
Ako meron ako excuse doon, malayo.
Malayo.
Pero yung kanina, lapit, mali pa rin ako. Wag na.
Uh-oh. Let's be safe. As the PGJC Navy are just looking for any way. There's a 5-point deficit here with that score at 15-10. There's still a lot of opportunities here for Navy
But
to
they have to
mount
be
a comeback.
better offensively.
Yep, they do.
Because most, if not half of their points have come from errors from the Spin Doctors.
And that was also quite far. And that is an easy call for our challenges to make. And can I just say, they've yet to have a successful challenge here so far this conference.
It will come.
Oh, it will come. First technical time, or rather second technical time. We'll be right back.
Presence kasi ni Coach George is napakalaking bagay sa amin. Hindi lang siya sa regarding sa volleyball. Kumbaga, marirelate mo yung mga motivational coach na sinasabi niya sa amin lagi na kumbaga sa part namin as a player is mamomotivate ka talaga is kahit nahihirapan ka na, pagod ka na, laban lang. Lahat ng sinasabi ni coach is hindi lang namin pinapasok sa utak namin. Kumbaga, kailangan lagi namin sinasa puso.
Well, no one's questioning the heart of this PGJC Navy Sealions team, but then Savouge have just been a class apart here in set number 3.
Again, the double sub has worked well for Coach Cindy in the last 3 sets. Very productive. Timing of scoring as well.
And that time, able to keep that one in.
And the only one was delivered. The last 3 attack points, Liok even missed with his last attempted drop. Down by 8, the biggest deficit for the Sea Lions in any set.
Yep. Again, they've just been different here, Coach.
Bababa rin talaga kumpiyansa mo eh. Down 9.
And Senyoron has just been such a positive factor here with Coach Sidney.
Off the bench.
Yeah, just introducing him at the right time. So every time he's come off the bench, he's made an impact.
Net defense, crucial attack point. They just like playing together, and that counts a lot.
Calado. Wow. Really skied up there, went up. Diwa with a block a while ago. Managing to save that in our season for Diwa.
3 in the set for Diwa. Buo ang Diwa. This is a 5-0 run for a 10-point lead. Trying to close out swiftly. Savouge Spin Doctors.
Ayaw nang bumitaw na kayo. Sila lumaban lang. Okay lang matalo pag lumalaban, pero matatalo ka ng ganyang score. Para tayo din, di ba? Makatalo, tanong yung sarili, makatalo nga ba para sa sarili nyo? Di ba? Sabi ko sa inyo, no doubt kung mananalo kayo. Pero kung kayo mismo may doubt sa sarili ninyo, mahirapan tayo. More psychological na yung boys eh. Hindi na yung skill ninyo ang labanan dito. Eto na eh. Attitude na eh. Lumaban kayo. Go!
10-point lead in favor of the Spin Doctors, 20-10, and that was the reason why the timeout was called.
Late sub. Chance to play here for Antonio. Up 10. Senyoron stays. Caritativo takes a break.
And it might be the last we see of Caritativo, who had a fantastic game. 12 points, 8 attacks, 2 blocks, and 2 aces. Suarez puts that up, and Calado with another block, showing that he has 2 blocks already in this game.
Working harder here in the 3rd set. Wants it to be the final set. 6-0 run after the score stood at 15-10. Nag-slide bigla, no?
Yeah.
Nag-dip.
Yeah, well, you heard it from Coach George a while ago. It's okay to lose, but then you got to show some fight.
Oops.
Barely getting that across. Suarez from the back, and Greg Dolor with a primal yell on the other end.
First point for Dolor here in the 3rd. Brings his scoring output to 8.
And this has been a lackluster day in the scoring for the entire PGJC Navy Sealions team. Greg Dolor leads the way in scoring with 8 points. And a couple of players, Jacob and Liok, with 5 apiece. And of course,
nice.
Domingo with 6, by the way. And the Spin Doctors are scoring almost in every which way. But the challenge will be made here for a floor touch. Floor touch here is the challenge. 21-11. Double-digit lead here with the Spin Doctors looking to put the Sea Lions away.
This is a flying start for the Spin Doctors. We're normally a team under the radar. But because of what they pulled off, landing in the 3rd spot, finishing with a bronze medal finish, suddenly they're one of the teams to reckon with in a 6-team field.
You know, with a smaller field, the chances of actually pulling off an upset feel larger. And of course, get a chance to meet Signal and the Crisscross King Crunchers twice
Correct.
before they move on into what they hope is going to be a semifinals appearance. So a lot of room to improve here. At hindi pa to yung full strength team
Hindi pa.
ng Spin Doctors.
So what do we have? Alpha Insurance Protectors.
Signal HE
The
Spikers.
8-time Spikers Turf champions. And of course, Crisscross, their nemesis. And then
VNS as well.
VNS, of course, the Griffins.
The VNS Latte Crete.
Latte Crete Griffins.
Griffins.
Ah, you like that? Latte Crete.
Latte Crete. That's say that quickly, coach, and we're gonna
Griffins.
We're gonna find out
Yes, Griffins.
when the Griffins do play. But of course, an opportunity here for teams like
And
VNS
every
to make
team
it
will
to the
play
semifinals
in
as
every
well.
play date, right? Because
Yes.
we have a triple header,
Triple header, 6 teams involved.
16 play dates, all the way to the finals.
So I can guarantee you, coach, grabbing scouting.
sila nang sila eh.
Yeah.
Iwas traffic ka, panoorin mo na. Mag-aralan mo na.
By the way, the point will go the way of the Spin Doctors.
Riding the crest of a 6-1 run.
Or rather, I think the point would be replayed here. Or rather, no, that's right, 22-11. And the
7-1
point
run.
there will go to Navy after that sequence.
We had 10 teams plus a foreign guest team in the previous conference.
Yes. And of course, the Spin Doctors were just one of the more entertaining teams to watch.
Always.
Napaka-infectious ang energy nila. Oh, Antonio managing to extend, stretch, and reach it just at the right time. No overreaching there.
Excellent timing coming from Antonio, saving this last play and putting them closer to point number 25.
2 points away here. Two points away from their first win here of the conference. And Magpayo couldn't save it, scoring off the block.
Point number 13. Again, this scoreline only stood at 15-10. Since that time, 8 points for Savouge. 3 scored by the Sea Lions.
And Narciso. And not much the Navy could do about that. The reception not quite there. The coverage not there as well.
Excellent passing coming from Savouge. This one by Marmeto. The reverse set. The running hit on that slide. 11 match points. Trying to go for a sweep.
Senyoron with the serve. Arami, they'll try to extend this with Dolor. And that sends it wide, and that'll do it. The Spin Doctors draw first blood here in the Open Conference, getting one over the PGJC Navy Sealions after 3 straight sets. Close in the first 2, but in the third, the Spin Doctors took over.
Without a doubt, Spin Doctors were the better unit. The loaded firepower, the teamwork,
You're still watching the Spikers Turf Open Conference 2025. That was a sweep match between the men of the PGJC Navy and, of course, the Savouge Spin Doctors. Congratulations. We're with our player of the game, Mark Calado. Mark, you had 15 points, 13 attacks, and 2 blocks. Unang-una, Mark, napag-usapan natin kanina yung you took the time of going here to Savouge, and now 2 months in, first game of the conference, nanalo kayo. Gusto ko lang malaman, no, that you were part of this victory. What are you thinking as you guys were closing out this match in 3 sets?
Hindi rin madali yung naging journey namin doon. Kasi although malakas talaga yung PGJC Navy, and hindi ata ang history nila hindi nila natalo yung last, hindi natalo ng Savouge yung PGJC Navy. So yun yung ano. Pero thankful ako kasi binigyan ako ng opportunity ni Madam para makapaglaro sa court.
Mark, grabe yung energy niyo. It wasn't matched kanina from the dugout here inside the court. Now in this game, can you talk about ano yung naging factor na nag-set nung tone na from first set down to the third set you guys owed this game?
Siguro yung pagtutulungan namin, yun yung isang reason kung bakit kami nanalo sa game na to. And syempre, sobrang ganda ng nilaro din ng mga teammates ko. Sobrang proud ako sa kanila.
Mark, anybody you like to greet?
First of all po, thank you po sa lahat po ng mga tumulong sa Savouge Spin Doctor. And thank you din po kay Madam. Kay Kuya Jao, binabati ko po. And yung mga family ko po dyan sa Pangasinan, mama and papa ko, si Ian, ayan. Yung family po ni Madam, yung family ng mga teammates ko, yung girlfriend ko na nanonood, yung family din niya. At sa lahat po ng mga tumutulong at sumusuporta sa Savouge. Ayan po. Thank you so much po.
Thank you so much, Mark Calado, our player of the game, and congratulations to you guys. Now, we're turning it over back to you.
Thank you so much for that. That was Denise Valdesancho alongside Mark Calado, our player of the game, with special bonus appearances from his former teammates in the single HD Spikers. But, Coach, let's take a look at what happened at set number 3. It was just pure dominance for the Spin Doctors.
After a close call in the first 2 sets, this was one-sided, the third and final set. Confidence of the Sealions dropped a bit, and that was the cue and the trigger for Savouge to be opportunistic in that sequence. Look at the numbers and the tall order for the Sealions to overcome. Reception problems, net defense dominance on the part of the Spin Doctors, and eventually better firepower and loaded retooling of the roster told heavily in favor of the Spin Doctors and drew to a 3-set win against the hard-fighting Navy Sealions.
Well, it was close in the first 2 frames, as you mentioned, but then it was just one-sided come the 3rd frame. The blocks, the serves, every aspect of the game, the Spin Doctors were the better squad in set number 3. Of course, this is an undermanned PGJC Navy Sealions team, and they're going to be hoping for the quick recovery of Joven de la Vega. Up next, we have the Alpha Insurance Protectors going up against Signal HD Spikers in the second game of our triple header today at the United Sports Arena in Pasig City. Thank you very much for joining us here. I'm Paolo De Rosario, alongside Coach Roddy Manzano. This is Denise Valdesancho on the sideline for us, and we'll see you for the next one.